How beautiful. Is this real, or is it a dream? What is this? A two-dimensional image? Where are you? Are you relaxing for a while? Escaping from what you consider reality? Let's hope so, because for the next hour or so, we're going to investigate what reality is and how we can actively create our future. Most of us in modern society spend our time rushing from place to place, jumping from task to task, and trying to schedule brief moments of relaxation. We spend most of the week working at a job, with only a few hours available for personal responsibilities and recreation. We suffer from self-inflicted anxiety because we believe it is the path to freedom, eventually. Many of us find it necessary to consume caffeine and other chemicals regularly to keep up with the fast pace of urban life. Wherever we go, we are distracted by other people demanding our attention. Everyone wants to draw you into their world. People are like doors. You may pass them by, but if you stop and enter, they will reveal to you a whole other world. Or one could say that people are bridges. Wouldn't it be good to be a bridge between worlds? I would like to express to you that we are changing. You, me, the multiverse, everything is in constant motion. The static condition is an illusion. And at the quantum level, everything is made up of quarks, which have no fixed position. They exist only as waves of probability. This individual is speaking and being heard across time and space. And yet, this individual is part of a group, a tribe, if you will, of like-minded people who believe that we create our own reality.
You've kept me away for a very long time. Days and weeks and months and years.
I think when people say the word reality, what they're really talking about is some type of objective reality, something that exists beyond the personal experience, and I don't think that that's really even possible. I think that someone has to perceive it for reality to exist.
What is reality? Well, from my perspective, is the only one that I can give you through my filter, because I don't know what reality is. That's too broad of a question. But my reality is what I make it. And I was taught, gratefully, since childhood, that my life is what I make of it. And I learned that I could creatively visualize my future, and that's proven to be true.
To me, reality is the ultimate illusion. And illusion is the ultimate reality. I project my worldview on everything I come across, and I want to see it mirrored back to me. But the only time I grow is when I see a reality that contradicts what I think is my reality.
My reality is not your reality. Now, we have kind of agreed upon a certain reality that everybody relates to. But even that one warps and weaves and changes on us. These are constructs that we have built over the millennia to give ourselves comfort.
All we know about reality, or all we can experience with regard to reality, is what's occurring within our own brain. The only way we experience the world is within the organ of our brain. What's occurring are a series of electromagnetic pulses and connections in a complex matrix of nerves. And we experience reality simply as a function of the correlation between stimulus from the environment and these patterns that are created within our brain. And you need to use evolutionary theory to explain what's occurring. And the driver of evolution is eating, preventing harm, and procreating. And how to best do that? How do you best make that happen? You best make that happen by planning ahead. You have the greatest success in those endeavors by planning ahead and thinking into the future. And how do you think into the future? You have to use your imagination. You have to imagine something that hasn't yet happened. You have to think forward.
I create my reality, and I consciously create my life. And the idea that all things come from thought, I find to also be very real. And there's a couple different spiritual practices that I have that I'm involved in, and meditation and visualization. And I think when these concepts were first introduced to me, I thought they were pretty, hokey, and that's ridiculous, and reality is this concrete thing outside of myself. But I found that that's not true. I found that it actually is the case. The law of attraction you hear a lot about. These things seem to be actually the way that the universe works.
I like to think of myself as an example that anything is possible in life if you really want to do it. You can do anything. And without the aid of drugs or alcohol. I'm living proof that no matter what you've done in your life previously, you can turn the page and you can start in a new direction. And if you give it everything you got, that anything's possible.
When I get on the highway and I see these angry drivers driving, totally irrationally in really dangerous ways, and I think, those people shouldn't be in my reality, and I get really angry. But I figured out that if I expect the unexpected or expect the saboteurs in my reality, then all of a sudden my reality is less confusing or less makes me less stressed out, less frustrated. Ram Dass, I think, is one of my favorite guys. He says that when you meet someone that you just don't like, either at work or one of your friends, you just don't like them, and because they need to change. But it's not them that needs to change. It's me. I need to change my worldview. I need to open up my heart and create a universe that allows for that person to be there.
So ultimately, the most important skill is the skill of imagination, of in the mind's eye, thinking into the future. The more you have the ability to imagine, the more successful you're going to be. Well, how do we spark imagination? How do we exercise our imagination? In the same way that going to the gym, you can exercise your muscles and grow your muscles, you can similarly engage in exercise to expand and grow your imagination. And there are all different ways to do that. One of the ways you can expand your imagination is through travel. If you stay in one place, you are sort of in a box, and that limits your ability to expand your imagination. If you travel, you put yourself in different places, different environments, different stimuli, and it increases the ability to imagine because you are receiving new and different stimuli. And by increasing your ability to imagine, you're growing your imagination. And travel is an easy way to do that. If you stay in your home small town all the time, you limit your imagination to the stimuli in that environment. If you go to new places and see new things, all of a sudden you start imagining new things, and your ability to imagine has increased. And as a function of your imagination increasing, potentially your success can increase along with that.
To create my own reality and create a life that has purpose for me and that's enjoyable for me, and it's not easy and it can be very frustrating, and there's trade-offs and there's compromise. We live in a society where you gotta have money to eat, you gotta have money to have a place to live, and a lot of the things that I like to do don't pay that well or pay at all.
Thanks for a good time. Thanks for the good wine. We couldn't walk a straight line, but we were fine to drive. It's not about being saved. It's not about getting paid. It's about the friends we made all down the line. So tonight I take my
The words you are hearing were spoken in the past, perhaps years ago, and yet I know what you are thinking. Where are we going with this? That's amazing, isn't it? Well, the mind is an amazing thing. Mind is infinite and limitless. If we can only let go of the assumptions that constrain us as individuals, we can imagine a brighter future and take steps to achieve our dreams.
So what is consciousness?
Consciousness is a heavy topic, man.
So to me, it's the idea of knowing that you know that you know.
Consciousness is an evolved physiological function of the way our brain works.
I have kind of this ongoing discovery of what consciousness is.
It's having the ability to be aware of your own existence. And I don't know how far down the chain it goes. So I don't know if my dog Jack is aware of his own existence or if he just exists. I mean, I know he has feelings and thoughts, but I don't know if one of his thoughts is that he's aware that he exists.
At its core, consciousness is a reflection of the infinite. I think that each one of us living creatures has a little shard of the infinite within us.
If you're just always in the moment and have no concept of future or past and zero concept of your own death, and that's pretty much paradise. So
some people engage in exercises to grow their consciousness. And exercises to grow your consciousness can include meditation, can include learning, reading, can include engaging with other people in meaningful ways. There are all sorts of ways to grow and expand your consciousness. And most of us, I think, have had the experience of interacting with people who have different levels of consciousness. I think the Dalai Lama would be a great example of an individual who's grown and expanded their consciousness to some great extreme. And it's easy to think of other people we know, both public and private figures, who sometimes it seems have hardly any consciousness at all.
but I really do think that it's kind of our level of awakening to be able to put yourself in the shoes of another and to be able to have that perspective of what it's like, or to imagine what it's like to be someone else or another being. I think it's an important part of human development to have that capability. It's kind of the basis of compassion, really.
I'm a firm believer that the vast bulk of people in our society are operating not from a space of consciousness, but purely out of instinctual behavior. And if you think about it, there can be very complex instinctual behavior. When a spider is spinning a web, the spider's not conscious in any real sense. He's spinning that web solely out of an instinctual behavior. Similarly, humans who get up in the morning, go to work, come home, watch TV, it's very complex behavior they're engaging in, but they are no more conscious than the spider spinning a web or the bird building a nest. Very few people actually operate from a place of true consciousness. And to operate from a place of true consciousness takes effort and exercise and intent. And that's something that, for the most part, our society doesn't try to teach people to do or to engage in.
I prefer to live in a way that I can follow my dreams in a sustainable manner, which has been a real challenge. I would like to have more time to do the things that I love doing and spend less time doing things that I don't enjoy doing. But I think anybody would agree with that.
So ultimately, our greatest skill is our ability to close our eyes and imagine the future. So in a true sense, your ability to imagine the future is your ability to create the future. So we use our imagination ultimately to create our reality.
I finally found something that allows me to express myself in a way that I've never been able to before. And what I've visualized, that's what's ended up materializing in my life. So it's really nice to know that the process works as far as being able to express myself creatively and do things that are so fulfilling to my soul, however, very difficult in daily life, you know, like having to pay the bills and feed the dogs, and you know, it's really a challenge. It's a real challenge, but I'm up for it. I'm determined to make this portion of my life sustainable for as long as possible.
If I'm allowed to follow my dream, I will create many beautiful things in honor of Gagathi.
I think Christ was such an actualized yogi that he was able to burn through all that illusion and relieve these people of all their burdens. I think we all have that potential.
There's more to us. There's much more to us than what we are able to express. I am infinite. We have a spirit within which is boundless. Being boundless, it can experience caveman existence, it can experience living on the moon, it can experience all manner of things. And I think it's touching on that soul wisdom that gives us the idea that, oh, there must be alternate universes. All is one.
The more you're able to imagine, the more you're able to create a reality, to create success in your life. One of the things that helps spark people's imagination is travel.
I'd like to travel, live outside of the city, a little more peaceful environment, so I'm not so close to neighbors and traffic.
I mean, I think I would just travel. I would want to see everything on the planet, you know? I'd want to go everywhere and see everything and meet as many different people as I could and just not have to worry about where I was going to stay or what I was going to eat or how I was going to get somewhere. So I think it could be ultimate freedom.
Why don't we travel? Imagine a land where the culture is so different from our own that we call it exotic. The people there even speak a different language. How do we get there? If we look around, we should be able to find someone to help us.
Yo vengo de México, vengo de la ciudad de Torreón, Coahuila. De aquí de Victoria, agarro el camión aquí en una tienda, aquí cerquitas. El camión va a ser 4 horas de aquí a Laredo y de Laredo a Monterrey 3. son como 7 horas. El boleto me cuesta como $60.
The route to Monterrey, they're catching a bus to Monterrey. What is it?
Flores.
The Flores
Flores,
bus.
yeah, Flores bus.
How do you catch that bus?
We have to call it in so they can know they pick you up here.
And what days or what times?
At 9 o'clock at night.
9 o'clock every night?
Lazos de amor me han captado. Lazos de amor.
Expo Realidad y Bebés en Través, 2 y 3 de diciembre, de 11 a 8 de la noche.
Para hacer la cagadera así, y el vato sentado y así de que recuerda inteligencia emocional.
Wherever I go, I always start my day with the same routine. For at least 20 minutes, I practice Qigong. This is an ancient form of exercise which provides balance and harmony by awakening the Qi energy that naturally flows through your body. As I slowly move through these forms, I also softly chant the Love, Peace, Harmony song, which was given to Master Shigong Sha by the Divine. Next, before having breakfast, I sit and meditate for at least 20 minutes. This is very important for me to relax and achieve the correct view of the world, to get the big picture. As I attempt to empty my mind of thoughts, I gain focus and invariably visualize important aspects of my immediate future. I'd like you to know that there were no prearranged interviews in my travels. These are people that I just happened to meet. Call it destiny or serendipity or synchronicity, but these people are extraordinary. And they each have something to add to the idea of creating your reality.
Hola amigos, yo soy el paisito Tortillín MTY de aquí, de Monterrey, México. ¿Qué creen? Yo hago figuras de globos. Te voy a hacer un mouse, ratón, mouse. Ahí va, ratón, mouse. Y luego ahora sí voy a hacer un perrito, pero pink, rosa. Es perro chihuahueño originario de aquí de México. En este caso voy a hacer un perro chihuahueño. Amiguitos, mira, ahí está. Un perro chihuahueño, mira. Ahora le hago los pies. Este perro chihuahueño 100% mexicano, mira.
Te estás convirtiendo en mí para entender lo que estoy hablando.
Hoy trabajo como ingeniero de aseguranza, verificando productos que funcionan, pero uno no sueña con hacer algo así, un trabajo así, y sí va a requerir tiempo desarrollarme para hacer algo más. Y trae un tipo de ansiedad el saber que el tiempo que tengo para hacer algo así es limitado, y mientras pasa ese tiempo también hay otras oportunidades de la vida que se presentan, y tengo que saber cómo distribuir mi tiempo entre mi desarrollamiento personal y el desarrollo de mi carrera, y esas oportunidades de la vida, como conocer gente, conocer un amante, crear una familia, por ejemplo, salir con tus amigos. Las dos son metas mías: tener una vida bonita, llena de gente, llena de diversión, de amor, pero también lograr mis metas como profesional, y tengo que saber cómo distribuir mi tiempo, y es difícil. Sí. Fui muy curioso de lo que es el cosmos y todo eso, las leyes de física, y se me hizo interesante analizar el mundo a través de ese punto de vista, científico. Pero en tiempos recientes me he alejado de eso, y he estado viajando más y más, buscando definir quién soy, y se me ha hecho algo complicado, por la razón que el definirte se siente como que te estás limitando. Al escoger algo que hacer, a veces dices, podría estar haciendo cualquier otra cosa. Me he dado cuenta que el tiempo es limitado y uno debe hacer algo de significancia con el tiempo que tiene uno. Es difícil escoger algo que hacer, y entre más tiempo esperas, más difícil se hace escoger lo que quieres hacer.
Amiguitos, recuerda que en este mundo, amiguito, todos los niños en este mundo nos tenemos que portar bien. ¿Por qué? Mira, porque la gente grande dice que hay lo que ahora le dicen karma, pero no, más bien viene siendo causa y efecto. Si tú te portas bien, te va bien. Si te portas mal, te va mal. Entonces yo recomiendo que todos los niños, cuando papá te mande un mandado, ve al mandado. Debemos de hacer caso. ¿Por qué? Porque lo que aprendamos de niños, de grandes, vamos a ser buenos ciudadanos. Un ejemplo para los demás niños. Si yo predico con el ejemplo, los demás niños van a seguir mi ejemplo. Entonces debemos de portarnos bien. Acuérdate que todo lo que aprendamos de niño, lo que piensemos, se nos forja la voluntad, el entendimiento. Y de grande, todo lo que tú hagas de niño, de grande, ese va a ser tu personalidad. ¿Y cómo se hace la personalidad? ¿Cómo se hace? De todo lo que tú lees, de todo lo que tú crees, de lo que te dice papá, mamá, la escuela, la iglesia, los amigos. De todo lo que tú aprendes, se forma tu personalidad. Pero tú nada más tomas lo bueno. Tú nada más tomas lo bueno. Todo lo bueno viene de Dios. ¿Qué es lo que vas a hacer? Tomar puras cosas buenas. Hay cosas malas y hay cosas buenas. Tú tomas pura cosa buena y adelante, amiguitos. Desde Monterrey.
Ay, pues tengo que regresar los 50 pesos, lo que es de los 50.
Este es el barrio antiguo. Son las primeras construcciones de aquí de Monterrey. Fue donde se crió los ojos de Santa Lucía. Pues se crearon las primeras construcciones más que todo porque tenían suficiente agua, ¿verdad? Esos eran los ojos de Santa Lucía, eran unos lagos grandes, ¿verdad?
Un fuente.
Ándale, y por eso empezaron ahí a construir alrededor porque había bastante agua, donde agarrar agua.
Mi camino es el rumbo del artista, ofreciendo mis obras de amor. La cama compartida es linda y lujosa, tan rara y bonita como puedo renegar. Una cita más a mirar en tus ojitos, un abrazo más.
Creo que Filmado también vino de otro lado, no tiene nada que ver, ¿no? Entonces es natural.
Bueno, pues principalmente en mi pirámide es Dios y la familia.
Es difícil tener una vida de paz y éxito.
Siento que por lo mismo que vivimos en un mundo tan material y a la vez pues estamos lidiando con todos nuestros demonios y pues sí, es difícil. Yo siento que el mensaje de Dios es de que no estemos buscando el samadhi o ser unas personas así iluminadas o como lo es en el oriente, que están totalmente espirituales, y tampoco que estemos totalmente apegados o arraigados a todo lo del occidente, que son todas las cosas terrenales, todo lo pasional y todas las cosas que nos gobiernan por el ego y por la mente, y es como una unión de esas dos, y es entender que somos, o sea, que no somos ni santos ni somos diablos, simplemente somos luz. Ese es el mensaje. Siento que es la misión ahorita. Somos luz.
Las cosas más importantes para nosotros sería la familia, estar bien con nuestra familia, tener amor, tener paz y también tener una buena estabilidad económica.
Soy Cecilia Reyes y soy parte de un gran equipo de trabajo en el Instituto Estatal de las Mujeres. Su principal objetivo es generar políticas públicas para lograr la igualdad entre mujeres y hombres. Y esa igualdad difícilmente se podría lograr si persiste la violencia contra las mujeres y las niñas. Efectivamente, no puede haber un mundo mejor si no logramos incidir en los tipos de violencia que sufren las mujeres y las niñas. Las mujeres estamos en una situación de desventaja y de subordinación respecto a los hombres. Conforme vamos influyendo en cambiar estos estereotipos, estos roles de género, deseamos llegar a una igualdad de oportunidades, a una igualdad sustantiva. Desgraciadamente, la violencia se ha naturalizado en nuestra cultura y necesitamos revertir ese proceso. Y necesitamos revertir la imagen que se tiene de las mujeres como objetos o como cosas. Las mujeres somos personas dignas y con todos los derechos. Debemos pugnar porque se logre hacer el ejercicio pleno de cada uno de ellos.
Mientras estés bien contigo mismo y mientras estés bien con tus seres queridos, con las personas a tu alrededor, creo que es muy fácil tener una vida en paz. En cuanto al éxito, yo creo que vendría siendo la sensación de cuando ya logras algo, el saber que ya lo tienes. Creo que es mucho más importante que ya tener cosas materiales o inclusive tener dinero. Puede ser, no sé, el hecho de que se haya realizado un proyecto que ya tenías hace mucho tiempo planeado, el verlo ya realizado va más allá de si se recuperó ganancia o no. Eso yo digo que ya sería lo de menos.
Me encanta Barrio Antiguo. Barrio Antiguo is an example of how people around the world have discovered value in their historic districts. They realize that these buildings, these places, are sacred and must be preserved. And as a result of generations of people taking care of these places, repairing them, rebuilding them, and reinventing their uses, these places have so much history, so much soul, that they attract people from all over the world. They're tourist meccas. And the businesses in these districts, in general, have very high ideals. In Barrio Antiguo, there are many schools of language and arts, and there are many restaurants and hostels, galleries, and music venues. It's just a really fun place to be.
creo que de nosotros desde que nacemos nos van diciendo qué es lo que tenemos que hacer, cómo nos vamos formando. Y ahí está entre nosotros, en nuestra forma de pensar, de que si lo podemos cambiar o si lo queremos cambiar para bien o ya sea para mal. ¿Tú qué opinas?
Yo creo que no está bien decir que ya tenemos un destino, porque suena muy triste para mí decir el que ya esté preplaneado lo que voy a hacer. Creo que más que nada va un poco más de tus acciones causan una reacción. O sea, todo lo que hagamos tiene una reacción, tiene una consecuencia. Entonces yo creo más en eso que el saber o el saber que, no sé, si hoy me encuentro siempre es porque el destino, ¿no? Me gusta más pensar del hecho de que, hoy me encontré 100 pesos porque decidí salir a la calle o cosas así. Yo creo más en el hecho de que nosotros no creamos nuestro propio destino, o bueno, más bien nuestras acciones hacen nuestro destino, por así decirlo.
Si es posible cambiar en nuestro destino, sí es posible cuando ya estamos conscientes. Porque estamos con la música, con la televisión, con el ruido de la ciudad y ya no te das cuenta, simplemente eres como así, vas y vienes. Y pues si nos desconectamos un poquito de eso y guardamos silencio y sabemos que Dios tiene un plan, pues obviamente sucede la magia. Sí.
So now we've discovered a new world, a different reality. But this world is not so very different. This is our world. We've merely crossed an arbitrary border. Yet life here is very similar to life just a few hundred miles away. If we want a radically different reality, it will take a bit more effort. We will have to travel a bit farther away.
Por favor, United Airlines anunció la llegada de su vuelo 1432 procedente de la ciudad de Houston y conexiones. Coming in from the city of Houston and connection.
Airports are interesting places. Thousands of people coming and going all day long. And everyone is in transit to a new world. A new reality.
Many of them don't realize that this is an opportunity to decide who they will be, how they will behave, what they will do. I have plans to go to a beach, just relax in a hammock, listening to the sounds of the surf. I would also like to make music. Find a recording studio, perhaps, and some musicians. And I'm also very interested in sustainable farming. I would like to find a place that is practicing permaculture.
These are some of my goals.
mis finanzas. Noche conocí a una amante cariñosa, tan difícil de encontrar en este triste mundo. Hoy día desperté y aún soñando que de mañana tuve las ganas por buscarla. Estaba soñando, sentía real.
Lo mejor de Nicaragua es su gente, el calor humano con que recibimos a nuestros visitantes, amigos, hacemos sentir como en su casa.
Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Jason. Podemos lograr y entender de que las personas pueden andar aquí tranquilamente. Aquí no tienen problemas con, digamos, con robos, asaltos. Aquí no se ve absolutamente nada de eso.
Fue lo que soñé, fue lo que soñé, fue lo que soñé.
Es un paisaje muy lindo, la playa, cuando viene el sol y cuando llena, por acá es bello, la vista.
Y pues les invito a todas las personas que nos acompañen aquí en Las Peñitas y siempre serán bienvenidos. Tenemos un poco de todo para ofrecerle. Siempre serán bienvenidos.
Siempre he sido una joven soñadora, bueno, desde pequeña podría decir, y tengo muchas metas en la vida y planes en los cuales ya estoy trabajando. Por el momento me desempeño laborando en una oficina de bienes y raíces como agente de renta. Una de las grandes sueños que tuve cuando era pequeña, ser agente inmobiliaria. Y una de mis grandes metas ha sido tener mi propio negocio, ya que estudio mercadeo y me gustaría tener mi propio hostal, un hostal único. Y también me gustaría, cuando esté establecida, me gustaría trabajar en proyectos sociales para mi comunidad. Proyectos sociales donde pueda ayudar a los niños a darle un enfoque diferente a la vida, un enfoque a la prosperidad, a la educación, a a ponernos metas para cumplir nuestros sueños y todo este tipo de cosas. Y pues del día a día me levanto y se me ocurre algo nuevo y espero tener muchos más y cumplirlos todos. Bye.
A través de Viva 98.3. Quiero saludar a
Un día estaba sentadito meditando en las ruinas de Monte Albán, cuando de repente sentí una presencia muy poderosa, como un chamán. Yo manejo el bus a todos los santos. A todos los santos. A todos los santos.
And they'll actually help you through the border crossing and everything. Yeah. Or
And that, so this whole day would take me, it would be like an
It would
8-hour
day.
travel day.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Farah. Welcome to Finca Bonafide. We're a 26-acre demonstrative permaculture site that promotes food security on the island of Ometepe through permaculture principles, agroforestry systems, community collaboration, research, and education. Everything you see around me was planted here in the last 17 years. Since we've been here, we've planted over 22,000 trees, over 2,000 fruit trees. Michael Judd, who is the original owner, he came to Ometepe in 2000, and he spent a year just observing all the social problems, economic problems, environmental issues that were going on Ometepe. Since 2001, as I mentioned, we planted a ton of trees, a ton of fruit trees. Everything you see around me has multiple purposes. It's either fruit-bearing, medicinal, provides nitrogen to the soil, shade-bearing. So today I'm going to show you some of these concepts in real life.
la semilla del cacao. La Amazona.
So medicinal herbs are really great. They're super symbiotic with the environment that they're in. So a lot of medicinal herbs, they commonly grow in areas where the ailments that they heal are prevalent. So for example, here, a lot of people struggle with digestive and respiratory issues. So a lot of the plants native to here tackle those issues. Plant all the banana around this other fruit tree. It'll grow quicker. It'll provide shade for that tree. It'll provide nutrients for that tree, retain water for that tree. Once the banana grows, you can chop it down, and then you can put that organic material around that fruit tree. The The other baby stem will continue to grow, provide shade, keep providing nutrients and water for that plant. Part of permaculture, there's a concept called slow it, spread it, and sink it. So with your resources like water, you want to make sure that you're slowing it down so it's not as destructive. You want to spread it to the areas of your property where you want it, whether it's to create microclimates or whatever. This is all made out of a material called cob. Cob is similar to adobe. It's straw, clay, sand, and water. It's super durable. It's a great way to utilize resources that we have here on the island on site for free. Eco bricks are a great way to utilize a lot of the non-biodegradable trash that we have here.
The reason why I joined Bonafide is because I wanted to contribute to the world. I wanted to better the world for the future. And what I think we're heading now in the world is kind of in a downward slope. That's how I feel. But with me, I feel like I can help gradually make the world better in a way, from what I learned from this project. I was given this opportunity to work here in Nicaragua, and I said, why not? I don't have to go back to the US. I don't have a ticket back home. And so I said, why not? So the reason why I joined this project is because I want to help the world. I want to help the future. If you really want to grow and gain a different perspective on life and also enjoy life, see what's out there, I think you should definitely travel. Yeah. I grew so much by taking this opportunity that was given to me.
Here on Isla Ometepe, I've discovered a sustainable farming community staffed by beautiful, intelligent young people who are practicing permaculture techniques. Here I've created my reality by looking for it and finding it. The planet is so large, and there are so many possibilities that you can create your reality by using your imagination. You have to decide what you want and what you don't want, and then do your homework. Take the steps, make a plan, and you can achieve your dreams.
traveling is like getting another perspective on my actual reality and maybe resetting the reality in a special way, because you experience a lot of different culture, a lot of poor people, for example, that have a completely different reality than we have. And for me, it's very important and very impressive to see the people and see how lucky I am and how different realities can be. And it's like having a bird view on the whole thing, on the whole story, and helps me going back to be more appreciating more what I have in my life, and makes me happy somehow.
Traveling more and more, especially as a long-term budget traveler, we become acquainted with what is known as the backpacker community. Meeting as strangers, we soon form bonds of friendship through shared meals, information, and experiences. Recently, I've become more aware of another community, the expatriate community, or expats. These are people who have left the country of their birth permanently to live abroad in a climate and culture that is more attractive and suitable to their needs.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Sandrine, je suis française, donc je vis au Nicaragua depuis novembre 2017 avec mon mari Raphaël qui est nicaraguayen. Nous avons ouvert notre boulangerie l'Abeille Dorée. Nous avons toujours eu ce rêve de revenir au Nicaragua puisque Raphaël a habité 10 ans en France, il a appris le métier de boulanger en France. Il a vu pas mal de choses, c'était super, mais notre rêve c'était de revenir au Nicaragua, ouvrir cette boulangerie. On a notamment la baguette, notre superbe baguette, bien de chez nous, bien française. Et on a du très bon pain au levain, le sourdough bread, avec du levain français. On a le pain complet avec les céréales. Et puis on a les viennoiseries, les croissants, les pains au raisin, les pains au chocolat. Voilà, on est très fiers de notre travail. Tout est fait avec beaucoup d'amour et on espère que les gens aiment notre pain. Voilà, je vous remercie. En espérant que le rêve continue.
Years ago, I came to Nicaragua to work for a Dutch NGO. I'm a Dutchman. And while being in Nicaragua, I got a visit from my two best friends. And while we were sitting here on the beach in San Juan del Sur, they were teasing me. They were saying, well, Jan-Luc, you have now a nice life here in Nicaragua, working for a Dutch NGO, but as you know, a Dutch NGO is paid by our tax money. So basically we are paying you, so you have to do something in return for us. After a long evening and a lot of beer, we decided that I was going to buy a property, a piece of land, and that I would build some houses, and then when we were old, 30 years, 40 years later, we would be living here, surrounded by nice Nicaraguan nurses who would take care of this old man. So that's what I did. In the last 20 years, bit by bit, I built some apartments and cabins, and I rent them out. And my friends also contributed, and they paid for one house on the property. And that's the house they consider to be theirs. And they come here every year with their families. The children also feel at home. And well, we all think we are making our dream come through here in Nicaragua.
This is a very good place to sit. This moment was created with mindful intention.
Caminando, for a good time. Thanks for the good wine. We couldn't walk a straight line, but we were fine to drive. It's not about being saved. It's not about getting paid. It's about the friends we made all down the line. So tonight I tip my hat to you, dusty stranger in tired boots. You'll sing for a beer or two, and you'll never show the wear and tear. The wear and
you.